Frugal friends, welcome back. So today's dumpster diving deal is going to be a little bit different. I am not bringing you along in the dumpsters because of all the drama and madness that has been happening in our house lately, and I'm still getting over this fun little cold. We have decided to put the majority of our energies into our house, our family, our yard, getting everything fireproofed and safe and as close to code as possible. And that also includes deep cleaning and decluttering. And if I'm going to do that and do it right, bringing in more dumpster treasures, this is just not possible. That makes no sense right now. So we are taking a few weeks off from actually getting into the dumpsters. But I realized as I was going through things and, decluttering and figuring out which things that have been on eBay too long and haven't sold and where they're going to go. And then things that I have found that should have been listed by now, but never were. There's a ton of things I haven't even shown you guys that we have found in the bins. Or maybe I did and it was 2.5 years ago and you've never seen it and it's buried so far down in the archive videos that you probably never will see it. So, and the channel has just blossomed and bloomed, thank you, since, 2 years ago when some of these things might have been discovered in the dumpsters, that it only makes sense that I now show them to you. We rediscover them together because honestly, a lot of them I totally forgot about. And it's like I've been treasure hunting in my own eBay shed and in my own attic. And that's really cool. My house isn't like one of those super old spooky houses that you move into and there's a whole, attic full of, or basement, or some backlocked room that you can't get into that's full of magical treasures. No. There were a couple things here left when we bought the house, but nothing terribly exciting. But through my own dumpster diving and trash picking and taking everyone's donation piles adventures, I have ended up with a slew of things just waiting to be rediscovered. And this happens on a regular basis as I go through and declutter and try to get more organized, whatever. Implementing system after system, some of which work, some of which not so much, and then they get replaced. I always end up rediscovering things, and it's awesome. It's so much fun. It's just as exciting and fun as finding them in the bins the first time, only better because I'm not actually having to go out and get in the bins. I'm going to show you the things that I found, and then my commitment is that this week, as I am listing lots of eBay items, I'm going to get these listed as well because I don't want in a year to rediscover them again. So here's the crazy thing, guys. Did you know, and maybe you've done this, if you want to confess, tell us in the comments, people throw away memories, pictures, cards, letters, mementos, family treasures and heirlooms. People throw that stuff away all the time. I understand you can't keep everything and you shouldn't keep everything and you shouldn't feel obligated to keep everything. But it never fails to amaze me, even now, after so many years of dumpster diving and finding the craziest things, it still just blows my mind when I find family photo albums or wedding pictures or just pictures from funerals. Those are kind of weird. I've got some here I'm going to show you. All these different amazing photographs and mementos and memories, and they just get dumped. And what tends to happen is this. Someone will pass away, and whoever is left to clean out their estate, they're overwhelmed, or, there's all the sadness going on, or maybe it wasn't even a relative they were terribly close to. Maybe they've been estranged, whatever the case. Maybe they just need to get the house cleaned out to get it on the market. And a lot of stuff just gets dumped. It just gets dumped. And of course, they don't go to the dump and pay to dump it. No, they find a public school, an open retail dumpster, a church dumpster, dumpster at a public park, and they take all of grandma's stuff and they just dump it. This happens all the time. All the time. Or maybe there was an apartment that, people got kicked out, they were evicted, and they just left the stuff behind. And now the landlord or, property manager comes and they just clean everything out because they need to get that place turned around and have someone renting it, right? Or there was a foreclosure on a home, or there was a storage unit clean out. There's so many different ways that this can happen. Okay. And all this stuff just gets dumped. And then along comes yours truly. And I find all these treasures and I go through and I look at them. And in the beginning, when I would find letters, because guys, I have found some crazy letters and cards from way back in the day, love letters, letters from, people serving in the military in World War II. I'm not kidding. All kinds of wacky stuff. I find those. In the beginning, I was, leery of reading them. I felt like I was digging into someone's private, correspondence and moments. And really, honestly, it is. But after a certain point, it just becomes historical record. And I almost feel like, in a way, I'm honoring their memory and their existence even by reading those. Now, if it starts looking like it's something that they never meant for anyone else to ever read, then I do my best to respect that and to just, leave it alone. And I'm not going to go sell it or anything. And a lot of these correspondence, I end up, recycling them. But there are some things that I feel like keeping. There are some things that I feel like selling. And so I'm going to show you these things that we've found and kind of give you an idea of what I do with this kind of stuff, so that when you inevitably find it, if you're going to be dumpster diving, then you'll have an idea of what to do, and you can set your own ethical guidelines of how you're going to process, move, disperse, sell these kinds of items. So let's go ahead and jump in. First, I'm just going to show you a funny one. It's just like a towel, like a flour sack towel, but look how cute this is. And I had totally forgotten about it. And I remember when I found it, I was like, oh, this would make a really fun like pillow or something like that. Now I actually want to make it into a pillow. It would also be really cool just in a frame. And we find so many frames in the bins with and without glass, tons of them without glass. And that would be another option for this really cute towel. I don't want to use this towel. It's in such great condition. I could absolutely sell it, but I really, really like it. So I'll be thinking about it this week, and I will update you and let you know if I ended up selling it or if I turned it into something. Stay tuned. Okay. Then, now in a recycling bin at a public school, a lot of you know that I started out mainly doing public schools in the spring and summer, and then eventually doing like college dorms, student housing, stuff like that at the end of the spring semester. And it was only after getting onto YouTube that I really consistently started doing like retail dumpster diving. But my bread and butter for the longest time, for like 8-9 years, was just public schools and college student housing. Well, in the recycling bin at a public school, I found a huge lot of photos, like portraits, from some kind of, some photography studio that had gone out of business, that was located, I believe it was in Idaho. I think it was in Idaho. We live in Utah, so it kind of makes sense. Idaho's right close, and, people come and go. And I don't know what the circumstances were. I have no idea. But all of these prints were just dumped in the recycling bin. I sold a lot of them. There were some that, were from the very early 1900s, and I sold those, and they sold really quick, and they were amazing. And they had little girls with button-up shoes, and things like that. They were just fantastic. Big bows in their hair and really cute little dresses with bloomers and things like that. And I know I've documented those on a video a bazillion years ago. I'll try to find it and link it, but it may or may not happen. Anyway, I did sell a bunch of them, but the rest of these, they've been sitting on eBay for a long, long time, and they're just not moving. So I finally was like, I need to figure out something else to do with them. Maybe you guys can help me. A couple of thoughts I have is to put some of them, to use them as props in a haunted house kind of situation. Specifically this one. And it has the trifold cover, but check out this picture. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, she's adorable, okay? And so I hate that, my first thought is to turn her into something spooky, but come on, this could easily be turned into something spooky. Yeah. So that is one thought that I've had, is to use them in a display like that, a haunted house kind of situation. But I'm also looking into archives and things like that, Daughters of the Pioneers, and I don't know, whatever, and see if there isn't some kind of museum or something that would take these pictures and have something that they could do with them. And I'd be happy to just donate them, just to have them out of my hands, out of my house, and on to some kind of purpose. Look at how fun this trifold is. It has this really neat embossed emblem on there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really neat. Look at this. This one, guys, oh my gosh, look at this little girl. Look how fun that is. I wonder if she's even still alive. I have no way of knowing, guys. I have no way of knowing who these people are. If any of them are still alive, I have no idea. As far as like any details on this, yeah, Pocatello, Idaho. It was the Deluxe Studio, Deluxe or Delu. If that rings a bell, let us know. If any of these people, you're like, oh my Lord in heaven, that's great Grandma Bertha. That would be amazing. Can you imagine how cool that would be? Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. I mean, it's not going to happen, but that would be amazing. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Anyway, this one, look at this adorable little girl. And there were several prints of this beautiful little girl, and they had done like different filters or whatever. There were some black and white, some with like a pink kind of sepia tone thing, and this one and some others. And I sold a bunch of those ones, which is how we pay for like our extras, you know, and vacations and stuff like that, is with selling stuff like this. Let's see. Oh, look at this one. She looks angry. I know that face. Look, guys. I feel you. That is a meme face. That is meant for a meme. Oh my goodness. Oh, see, this is another of that same picture, but this one in a black and white. And I'm guessing these were used as like, you know, sample images for people that were getting their pictures taken. I've even tried selling these. That's the same little girl at yard sales and things like that. And some of them have sold, but guys, there were tons of them. There were tons of them. And I'm at the point now where I've had them for at least 5 years. They've got to go. We've got to do something because I have to set time limits. And if you're going to dumpster dive, especially on a consistent basis, or trash pick, or do thrifting, or yard sailing, or whatever, excuse me, you need to have a plan, and you've got to have limits, and you've got to stick to those limits. Had me a little coughing fit there. Had to pause for a second. We'll see if I can get through this. Might have to stop and get a cough drop going. Look at this lovely lady. So these were like her graduation pictures. Some of the others were her in her graduation garb. No idea who she is. Anyway, you got to have limits and you got to stick to them. Otherwise, it gets out of control and stuff like this just piles up in the back corners under the eaves, and it does you no good. It does the environment no good. It does nobody any good. All right. So set those limits and stick to them. And there she is again. So that's all of those. If you have ideas, if you are interested in these and would like to purchase them for a very reasonable, small little fee plus shipping, let me know. I just want to get them moved. Or if you know of organizations that are looking for donations of stuff like this, I would be interested in that as well. Or if you're like, you know what, go ahead with your haunted house and make them all spooky because you've held on to them for this long and they would have been gone to the recycling by now anyway, then tell me in the comments. Okay. Then, and I am so excited to have rediscovered these ones. I am either going to sell them or I'm going to finally frame them. They are some prints. This is Boys in a Pasture, Winsler Homer. Look how cool that is. And then this one, and these I'm pretty sure were in a public school as well. This is so cool. It's Fog Warning, Winslow Homer. And this reminds me of a couple, you know, I'm a creative writing major, right? That's what I graduated in. This reminds me of The Old Man and the Sea, or The Albatross, and just different things like that. Like that's what I picture when I see this picture. That's what I get from it. If you're a literary buff like myself, you'll know what I'm talking about right there. But yeah, so cool. I really want to frame this one. It feels like inspiring to me. And I have, many of you have seen in my home, I have a big framed print of a ship out on the waves. The waves are crashing and stuff like that. Mimi, shh. And yeah, I think this would be a really cool addition to that, and maybe even build a whole theme around it in the front room. I don't know, but I have the frames. There's no excuse. And in fact, you'll see this on, which I'm probably gonna post tomorrow, an update video where I've been upcycling and crafting different things that we found recently. And there were those 11 by 14 white wooden frames that I found in the bins. It was like a 2-pack one. The glass was broken, one was not. I bet one of them would fit. I bet so. That's what I might do, because this one is my priority, because this is the one I love the most. I really like this one as well. It's very nice, very pleasant, but this is the one I'm in love with. That shouldn't be a surprise if you know me at all, if you've been with us any amount of time. I'm going to see if it fits. I'm going to see. So stay tuned for that. I haven't finished that video yet, so maybe I will go ahead and get that done and add it to that video. We shall see. Okay, so there's those. Then, let me just set these out of the way. People get divorced. It happens. I've been divorced. Currently married now for going on 15 years, but sorry, this is all over the place. But people get divorced, and no one gets married planning to get divorced. Well, I mean, maybe some do, you know, and there are some funny situations out there. I've seen movies. I've watched Lifetime before. But I don't think people plan. They don't go through all these beautiful engagement photos and wedding pictures and things like that thinking I'm going to get divorced. Now, do I still have photos from my first marriage? Absolutely. And some really great family pictures. And some of those are some amazing memories. And I'm not throwing those away. There were some pictures that I threw away because I needed to like cleanse and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff I kept. Well, I'm not your judge. If you just clean all that out and you just throw every memory away from that situation, I don't blame you. I get it. But it's weird for me to find them. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a psychic and I know that these guys divorced, but these are some amazing like engagement pictures. And I can only guess that either it was one of those other situations where it was beyond their control, it was an eviction or a foreclosure or someone died. It's that or they got divorced. Because these are amazing pictures. So I've been thinking, how do I want to show these? Because I don't want to mess with people's privacy. So the ones where their faces are not immediately like boom obvious, I'm fine with showing you those. The others, I'll just kind of use a finger and cover their faces, okay? But like, look how cute these are. They're like on at an amusement park and a carnival or something and taking all these adorable pictures. I don't have these sorted very well, so there's others mixed in, but like, look how freaking cute, you know? Let's see, these ones are like funeral pictures. Hold on. All right, this one has like their faces, so I'll cover their cute faces. But just all these obviously engagement photos, and they got rid of them, or somehow they were gotten rid of. Now, I don't remember if they were part of this same collection of photos that I have here. It's possible. Okay, this one is so adorable. I gotta try to cover their faces, but oh my gosh, it is the most perfect, hold on baby, this perfect picture of them on a Ferris wheel. I don't know who their photographer was, but they did a bang up fabulous job. Yeah, adorable picture. I'm in love with this picture, but what am I supposed to do with it? Now, here's the thing. I said we would talk about ethics and your own personal ethics when it comes to what are you going to do with these photographs that you find in the bins. There are pictures that will sell. They will absolutely sell. It's up to you to decide if you're okay with selling pictures of someone's wedding that you don't know. Now, obviously, you can just destroy them. That's your choice. You can just throw them away again. I'm not going to judge you. I don't know if these can be recycled. I feel another coughing fit. Hold on. Anyway, just hacking my guts out, just coughing up a lung. But that's a good thing because that means we're on, you know, the upswing of it when you start hacking all that stuff out and clearing out your lungs and everything. So it's miserable and you got to be popping that Tylenol. But it's a good thing. It's a good sign. Anyway, so, oh, look at this one. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Look, guys. Oh my gosh, they're on a Ferris wheel. It is such a great picture. What would you, my frugal friend, what would you that's watching this right now, what would you do with a picture like this? Because it is a great picture. It's a fantastic, I mean, this photographer, they did a fantastic job. And there's a lot of fun things you could do with a picture like this, but that's where the ethical questions come in and the like, I don't know. Because this isn't a super old picture. You know, this isn't, you know, there's things like copyrights. Well, this isn't copyrighted necessarily. I mean, it has no copyright mark. So there is a certain point, like I said, especially with those like old pictures, where you're like, well, they're dead, you know, and it's not any kind of risque kind of photo or compromising or whatever. And so it's a lot looser, okay? Definitely a looser kind of thing. But these people are probably still alive. I don't know. You tell me. What are your thoughts? I'll kind of give you some of my thoughts later, but you tell me what you're thinking. This one's fun. They've got the zipper behind them. I'm not trying to flip you guys off. I'm just showing you. Then this one's super cute. They're like at a carousel. So colorful. So fun. Hold on, baby. Yeah, so much fun. Really fun pictures. And then there's like them, you know, in the woods. Super adorable. A whole bunch of those. And then some where, you know, they're laughing and having fun. Black and white. They're a really cute couple, good looking kids. And so I don't know. I have no way of knowing. I don't know who they are. Yeah, the internet is powerful these days, but I have nowhere to even start to find out who they are or how I would return them to them, because I know there'll be some of you, well, you got to find them and you got to track them down and return their... If you want to do stuff like that when you find photos, more power to you, and I wish you the best of luck on your quest. But it's an effort, an exercise, absolutely in futility, okay? It's not going to happen. But because of that, that leaves us, well, what do? You could sell them, and I'm not going to judge you, especially on these kind of pictures, if you were to sell them. You can look on eBay, and there are tons of listings of bundles of photos of all different varieties, and you can do the research and see if that's something that is worth your time and storage space to try and sell them. For me, I'm going to tell you, I will look into it, but most likely this cute couple, I will just dispose of them. If the ones like where they're in the woods and stuff, those are so generic and so standard and so Utah that no, those are going bye-bye. The ones where they are at the amusement park and it's some amazing photos, those I will most likely try to sell. Now, we have an issue here. There is an adorable little girl. She is so freaking cute. This brings me to our second ethical question. Children. I don't like selling those ones. That is just not something I am cool with. Okay, so it's tricky. If you can't see their faces, or if, like I said, they're past kind of that point where it's 1942 and it's some kids in a park, as long as they are not, you know, dressed in what I would consider inappropriate on my meter, and it doesn't mean that they're dressed inappropriately, okay? They're not naked kids, but I have my limits and I have my rules. And one is if they're in a pool or swimming situation. Oh, hold on, baby, hold on. I don't sell those. Now, if they're from 1942, I'll consider selling them because then it's like history and their swimsuits were totally different back then. It was a different situation. If they are a more recent, high quality color photo of little kids in a swimming kind of situation, I will not sell those. I destroy those. Everyone has their own ethics and their own standards and their own limits and lines they won't cross. And that just happens. Hold on, baby. Okay, please. That just happens to be one of mine. With kids, I have to exercise a certain level of judgment that doesn't apply to adults and animals and other things, okay? And just for your own safety, as far as legalities and things like that, and just to avoid ever having to feel like you might have sold these kind of pictures to someone who had bad intentions, I would say just don't do it. All right? That's just, you choose. You do your own thing. I'm just here to show you things that I have found and give you my opinions and tell you of my practices and advise you just based on my own experiences and what's out there. It's up to you what you choose to do. But those are kind of my parameters, okay? So this adorable, cute little girl, yeah, we'll end up destroying that one, all right? There are more just of that couple, just super cute, but kind of generic photos. But it's these kind where, you know, they're on these really fun rides. It's colorful and they're really great pictures. Those are the ones. Oh, here they are on the merry-go-round. Oh my goodness. This is a really fun one. They're doing the, you know, lean over and kiss. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Those are ones that I'm more likely to consider selling. Okay, that's that. Then we have a whole other stack. And like I said, I don't remember if I found all these together. I highly doubt that I did. I'm sure that I found them at different times and different bins even, and just, you know, gathered them up and in one of my organizing sprees, just put all the pictures together, but then did nothing else with them. It happens, guys, when you get overwhelmed. But these are some fun ones. Okay, so a lot of these are some vintage pictures and they sell, all right? And we have trips coming up to pay for and other things that we want to do, and this is how we pay for them. So we've got some folks doing music. This is going to seem weird, but even scenery shots like this, they are sellable, especially if you have shots of places that don't exist anymore or don't exist in that way anymore, that look different now. There was an earthquake, there was a tsunami, there was a fire, there was whatever, there was a volcano, for crying out loud, and that place doesn't exist anymore. If you have awesome photos of Mount St. Helens before it erupted, those are great snapshots and they are valuable. Things like that. If you have really great pictures, and please don't judge me, I'm just putting the information out there. You do with it what you choose. But pre 9/11, photos of that area or inside the Twin Towers, or just the places thereabouts, there is potential value in those kinds of things. Okay, do you see what I'm saying here? I'm not saying, you know, go and be a vulture. All right, I'm not saying that. So please don't blast me in the comments about it. I am just sharing the information. There are buyers out there for pretty much everything, and it's not like they're going to use them for some nefarious purposes. They were probably putting a memorial together or a museum or something, okay? So keep that in mind. But places that don't exist in that form anymore, that matters. Now, this one is a little tricky because we have a pool scene. It's relatively contemporary. This is not one I would be comfortable with selling. It's not. One child, two children have their faces clearly shown, and I wouldn't be comfortable with selling that. So that's one we'll destroy. This is what I'm pointing out to you. We have them. This is a cool one. Last year, our family went to Yellowstone. This one is marked Old Faithful, Yellowstone Park, September 1982. Look how cool that is. This is one that I would put together in a lot of pictures. You know, I could say their scenery, their national parks, national monuments, etc. And I would sell that as a lot with those kinds of pictures, okay? There are some more swimming ones, and I'm gonna just block out the kids' faces. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with selling these ones. So the kids are obviously minors. Their faces are clearly shown. Those will be destroyed. We've got other scenery. There's another pool one that will go. These are some more of the, you know, engagement ones. Those will go. We've got some fun water pictures with dolphins and with folks out kayaking or canoeing. These are great. These are great pictures. Excuse me. Now, next time that I'm going to show you guys photos, I promise I'll get them organized first. I've actually used my little coughing fit breaks to do a teeny bit of organizing. We have, let me cover the face. We have mortuary photos, funeral photos. They sell. Again, before you slam me in the comments, I'm just disseminating information. There's a buyer for everything out there. It's up to you what you want to do. If you've heard in the past, before I had made my stringent rules for myself, when I sold like a school's like science lab kit to someone that was obviously a meth addict, and how I've kicked myself ever since. There's a buyer. Do you want to contribute to what their purpose is? They might be setting up a museum. They might be setting up a memorial or archives or some kind of, library project. That's awesome. They also might be doing something horrible. You need to decide what you want to be involved with and thank you, Mimi, what you are willing to live with. $20 is not worth your self-respect. Okay? Okay. And then potential legalities. I would definitely look into that before committing to selling anything. This is fun. These are some really not old, but I mean, I realize that I'm almost 40. I'm 38. So what doesn't seem very old to me. Okay, hold on, Mimi. Is actually really old to some of our younger viewers. But we've got a fun one of a dog.
I see the puppy.
We've got some really great older scenery ones, and this is all Yellowstone. We've got a family out on a trail. I know this trail. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. So kind of the valley. This is a different one. This is a graduation photo. Look at that, totally rocking the 80s clothing. So these are ones that I would bundle together. Someone showing their boo-boo. Someone showing a fun braid. These are just fun, and these I would do. Now these are showing children, but it is their backs. These I would consider. I would probably be okay with selling. And then these, this looks like probably roadside pictures at Yellowstone, the buffalo or whatever. If you've been there, another of Old Faithful, more from a funeral. We've got a fun beach picture. Beach pictures, they do really well. Trying to see if there's a date on this. No, just a bunch of numbers. So again, just back to those same, ethical and moral standards of what, the content. Just look at the content and be smart and make a judgment call, okay? Lots of great scenery ones, out on boats, looking at dolphins, things like that. That's great. This is a really good one they got of a whole bunch of dolphins. What's a group of dolphins called? What is that called? A pod? Ooh, thanks, Mimi. She knew. We've got pictures of houses, more dolphins. We've got people kayaking. We've got ocean scenery. These are ones that they're fairly generic, but we'll look into it. We've got cruise photos, like cruise liners. I would love to know where this was, because that would make a huge difference in the resale value if we knew. For instance, this really looks similar to that video, if you've seen from like the 2004 tsunami, and remember the wave all came rolling up and just, destroyed everything. This looks a lot like that beach, but this could be a beach anywhere. If we had pictures of that pre-tsunami, can you imagine? Those would be collectible. It's silly things like that. These factors that need to be considered. I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but there's just lots of rock outcroppings with mansions and assorted ocean scenery. And some of these are great, but they're not like professional pictures, not really something I might, would frame. But it depends. This is a pretty good one. So a lot of this, guys, honestly, it comes down to, any guesses where that is? Anyone have an idea where that might be? I'm trying to show you a little more clearly. Any idea where that would be? Please tell me. But a lot of this comes with experience, with selling pictures and things of that nature. It's something you just have to learn. There's an adorable baby picture, and this one is fairly old, probably early 90s, late 80s, but I'm not comfortable with selling that. And it's not even like a questionable kind of picture. It's just, I try to err on the side of caution. Sorry, this keeps turning. More funeral flowers. Now this is a great one. Look at this cat. Look at this cat.
Oh.
Yeah, that's adorable. I like that. And then there's also a bunch of postcards. And these are not very old postcards. If you find some really great old postcards, do the research and check them out, because postcards can be very valuable. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I think would be fun. There's a really fun boat here, or ship rather, similar to the Columbia at Disneyland. That's a really cool one. So the point is, look through your pictures. Now, things like this, you know, I mean, straight up funeral photos, they can sell, but you're gonna have to think about that if that's something that you're willing to do. You know, how much is $5 worth to you, right? Vacation photos, more of these good scenery ones that I'm guessing are probably Yellowstone, just because they were in that same lot. Some more postcards. And these postcards, let's see, this says 2002. So I'm guessing that the majority is because they're all San Diego. You know, I could lump them together. I mean, do you realize 2002 was 17 years ago? Jeez. So, I mean, they're not vintage, okay? But do the research. Do the research. It only takes a few minutes to do the research, all right? There are some school portraits, some wedding pictures. Here's a really cute one of that couple on a Ferris wheel. Super fun. There's that. I'm not going to go through all the rest of them because there are several more, but they're all of the same kind of variety. I know this is a lot different than what we normally do, guys. Well, slightly different than what we normally do, but I hope you are getting value out of this. And if you are, please hit the like button and come along. We are taking a very short break from dumpster diving as we put our life back together and our house back together. But generally, regularly, we dumpster dive every Sunday, and there will always be a dumpster diving related video every Sunday, even throughout our break, whether it's showing you these things that we've rediscovered or giving you tips and tricks and things like that. So be sure to subscribe. You're going to want to do it because you're going to want to come along. Okay, then this is taking a lot longer as I'm looking at the timestamp than I had anticipated. There are also school photos, and this one is like teachers. Those can sell. This is really neat. Look at this. It's Christmas 1984. The Royal Mint stamps the Nativity. And yes, my friends, they're in there. And I had wanted to sell these before, but now I'm actually going to keep them because we have begun collecting stamps. And so I am going to add these to the album that I am putting together for stamps. If you want to send us some stamps, our P.O. Box address is in the video description. There's a fun one from Hawaii. This is really neat, and this I'll probably try to sell. It's the New York Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. If you haven't been on this roller coaster, it is so much fun. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun. It's kind of expensive, but it's really fun. And in there is the photo that these guys probably paid like $25 for. Yeah, it's their photo. So someone could buy this and just throw those photos away and put their own photo in or whatever. Maybe they're doing a display of all things related to New York, or to Las Vegas, or to roller coasters, or to the Statue of Liberty, whatever. I'm gonna look into it. There's a fun bag. I know this sounds weird, but bags are collectible. Bags. And this one is Sherlock Holmes Museum, 221B Baker Street in London. Yeah. Have any of our British friends been there? Let us know in the comments. Does it still exist? I'd love to know. But yes, bags. Bags are collectible. Keep an eye out for them, whether you're dumpster diving or you're cleaning out the garage. A Susie Zoo 1983 calendar. Look for stuff like this. This one, the condition is not very good, so I might just try to save the pictures because it does have some really awesome graphics, and I can use those in an art project. I mean, look how freaking cute that is. That is so adorable. But as far as sellability, I don't know. I'll keep you posted. There are several class photos. These can sell. They do have the potential to sell. Again, that's where you have to make a judgment call because it very clearly shows faces and names. For myself, I found these probably 8 years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like this one, I'm okay with selling. Well, do you know what? These are all teachers. These are the teachers. Oh, I'll totally sell these. These are fine. And in fact, this one is from 1999. Yeah, I'll sell these. But if they were with kids, I wouldn't. I would just get rid of those. But these are the teachers. I'm fine with selling those. There are some more pictures, and these ones are really fun. Remember, I was talking about New York, and that's what we've got here. They are just assorted snaps from New York City. Just all kinds of, sorry, I'm going through them rather quickly, but assorted photographs. Now, the problem is I don't have a timestamp. I don't have a year. But if you've been to New York, one of my favorite places, you'll recognize some of these locations. Oh, there's Saks Fifth Avenue. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on these. There's just all different kinds. This is at Rockefeller. I know that. Definitely Rockefeller. Oh, this one is really creepy, but really fun. That's a fun picture. And that's back when MTV, so that gives you a time frame. Look for clues in the pictures. Back when MTV was doing their thing there in like Times Square. What was it called? What was it called? Oh, shoot. With, dang it, now I can't even think of his name. I can see his face. I can hear his voice. That he did the like live show, the MTV thing. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about if you are old like me, but look for clues in the pictures that will give you an idea of the time. Obviously Rockefeller Plaza, there's the statue and there's the skating rink. These are great pictures. These are absolutely great. That's Times Square. I'm not sure on some of these. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to just do a lot of looking at them and looking for clues, but these are good. These, I will absolutely be doing some research on these, and I will most likely sell them. Let's see, what else? Oh, one more. Okay, one more. And wow, this video has gone long, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I really hope you're getting some good tips and ideas for your own dumpster diving, thrifting, junking, and reselling, specifically reselling future endeavors, because I've been doing this a long, long time. I've had some really tough lessons along the way, some expensive lessons, some painful lessons, and hopefully I can glean a few things from all of the mad adventures and kind of boil those down into something, some little snippets and tidbits that will help you to avoid those same pitfalls. I really hope so. If you have gotten value, please hit the thumbs up and let me know that you've gotten value. This is the last one. So it is a photo album, pretty cute photo album, and it's the kind with the sticky pages and, sticky. They don't make those kind anymore, I don't think, because they're really bad for pictures. But most of these pages are empty, never used. And when I first found it, I remember thinking, oh, it's just, never been used. Not true. There are all these pictures in here, and I don't know, I'm guessing this is something church related, specifically like Mormon, LDS, like, women's group, what they call Relief Society. That's my guess, is that it's like an organization, because, there's all these different groups of women. Oh, no, I was right. Yeah, that is what this is. And that kind of explains why this would have been thrown away. This wasn't someone's family photos. Hallelujah for that, right? This was related to their church organization. And so this probably, a closet was getting cleaned out and this, just got chucked, because most of these people have probably passed on. But the great thing about this, guys, all of their names are there. All of their names are right there. How cool is that? So we know who these people were. There's that one and there's this one, and all of their names are there. And I'm not saying I'm going to do anything necessarily with this, but how cool is it to have all their names? So if I wanted to, go all genealogy and archival and go on some, sleuthy kind of mission, there's all their names. And the date, this was April 1961. So remains to be seen what I will do with this one. You'll just have to stay tuned and I will let you know. There's also something in here. Oh, just more of the names, but handwritten. That is so cool. When you find pictures that actually have names, places, dates, all that, oh my gosh, that is just treasure. That is absolute treasure. And not just because I'm a history buff, I love history, but because it then gives you kind of something to work with and trying to figure out where to put these, where to donate them, or if you wanted to look up who they belong to and try to return them to a family member or something like that, or even just in selling them. It helps. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that is it. That is what I have for you for today. Thank you so much for coming along and for sticking with us. We're going on 47 minutes now. Holy cow. Have a marvelous day, Frugal friends. Thank you again for all of the support, the love, the kindness, the crazy financial generosity that you guys have shown us this week. We were able to get a new dryer and we have had the laundry going constantly, trying to get caught up, and I will be taking you along to show you what we've been doing to get everything put back together and things, just cleaned up and sorted out, and then, our efforts to fireproof and check all of our alarms and just everything else. I will be bringing you along, but I just need to tell you how much I appreciate you guys. You are amazing. I said it before, I've said it many times, but it's so true. My cup runneth over. And you guys are such a part of that. So thank you. Thank you. I've been just absolutely overwhelmed with the love and support and kindness. So it makes a world of difference during these, the vicissitudes of life, the madness and craziness that is our existence. Thank you for being a part of it. Have a marvelous day and a wonderful weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you all tomorrow. Till then, I love you. I do. I always thought it was weird when people on channels would say that. I'm like, you don't even know these people, but you're telling them you love them. How can you not love people that shower you in your times of need, as Mimi is saying, that support you in such a way far beyond what I feel that I deserve or my family deserves? It's just, well, my kids deserve the world, of course, but you guys have just overwhelmed me, even shocked me with your love and kindness, and what else can I do but return that love? It's silly not to. Why not open my heart and love when I'm being so greatly loved? All right, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.